Welcome to the show. And today I want to talk about being a victim. You know, the mentality of being a victim and true victims. Okay, we're going to talk about that on the show. But first, we're going to see Abby. Abby, where are you, sweetie pie? Come here, girl. There's my shepherd, German shepherd. She's adorable. And today on the show also, I was going to try to play my grandson's piano, but it's not easy to get back in here under his loft bed. So I'm not going to play it. Abby, what's going on, girl? Come on. Come on. Are you stuck? No, you're not. Come on. Let's go out in the other room. Come on, girl. Or maybe I'll just finish the show in here. Talk about being a victim. Set out my phone right here. It fits. So, I'm going to talk about being a victim or having victim mentality. Now, a lot of people are quick when you ask the question, what do you have that your parents gave you that is a memorial and you'll always keep it forever, even if your parents are not here anymore, if they're in heaven, if they died, if they passed away, or if they just aren't around you. Maybe you live across the country, maybe you live in another country, you don't live with them anymore. But what have your parents given you that is going to always be a memorial for you, something that you cherish? So if someone would answer, the answer would be, unfortunately, I have nothing. My parents were abusive. They terrorized me. I went through a lot of trauma, and I was abused, neglected, and all that. And then someone answers, oh, that's so sad for you that you are a victim. Well, if they didn't live their story or walk in their shoes or have the same thing happen to them, even if you're a sibling of that person, it could have been a hard time in their life. Your parents could have been experiencing a lot of problems in their life. They could have been stressed out from being overextended with bills and trying to get the bills paid and working 2 jobs and just didn't have a lot in their life. And if you were the child born around that time and you didn't get nurtured properly, it might not be on purpose, or it could be on purpose where the person chose drugs or whatever addiction they had over you. Like with my nieces and one nephew, their mother, and I'm not going to lie, here's the truth. You can't say, oh, you're being such a victim and crybaby, unless you lived in their shoes and walked their course, unless you did and went through what they went through, whether it's being molested as a child, being raped as a young girl, being or even raped as a young boy, as the world is today. It's so criminal-like, and criminals are being told they're okay, and it's everyone else's fault. It's your fault you wore a sexy-looking top or bathing suit. It's your fault they robbed your house. You have homeowners insurance. You go ahead and just pay your homeowners and don't try to protect your belongings or your possessions. But back to being a victim. Now, maybe the person does need therapy and to learn that they are important. If their parents treated them wrong, whether it was on purpose or not, they had another thing to rescue or save, another one of your siblings, another one of your in-laws, another one of the aunts or uncles or family members or someone else they were trying to save or rescue, and you got told, you are to be seen and not heard. You shouldn't be crying if you fall and scrape your knees. Why are you crying? You have nothing to cry about. There's people starving in Africa, and you are crying. And you choose not to eat this food. You will clean your plate because there's people starving in the world. And you're told, you are okay. You fell, but you're okay. You're not consoled or have compassion. I understand that sometimes the parents are working hard and they run out of money because they're overextended. We're humans here, and we maybe buy a car every year and lose all that money and are overextended. So sometimes for a meal we have to have butter bread and popcorn for dessert. That's life. It happens. But to say to someone, it's so sad, you are a victim, is wrong. I would never say that to someone. Never. Because then you think you know what they went through in their life. Yes, they might need therapy. Yes, maybe they're still feeling sorry for themselves, because you go through that too after you've been neglected, abused, traumatized, whatever the family's gone through. You can't say, I had 3 other siblings and they're just the same as me because we were all raised the same at the same time. No, honey, that's not the truth. The truth is, if the dad had an affair when you were 12 and your sister was 3, your sister's going to be neglected and maybe even traumatized by that once she's older and finds out. Or if she's 6 or 7 and realizes that her mom and dad are fighting because the dad had an affair or the mom had an affair. Ginger, that's the girl's name that comes to mind. So no one's perfect. We all have trials. We all have suffered things. And we all go through mental issues at different times, traumas, neglect, abuse. And, oh yeah, you can't live the rest of your life saying, I'm pity me, pity me, pity me, pity me. No, you can't do that. You can't be a victim. You have to live your life and know that that happened, and it might have been unintentional, but you went through it. Or intentional, with an alcoholic, with a sex addict. Like my 1 nephew and 3 nieces that went through with their mom. Oh, anyway, my dog has to go outside. She chose having sex with men over raising her kids. My brother divorced her, and then things happened that my mom was rescuing her grandchildren. And I understand that, but it hurt. And at the time, I thought I had to conform to be loved, and I was effed up in the head for a long time. I'm not a victim. I am a healing, wonderful person who is loved by God, and I love my dog, and I love people. I don't like every sin they do or is wrong, but I would never tell them that they're a victim. So being a victim, no, it's not a good thing, because you should try to enjoy every second of your life. So I hope you're having a wonderful day. I got to let my dog outside, and I hope that you just keep dancing.